So just when I thought that the suggestions had run dry, I get a request to analyse horror from XX Nemesis XX. I also get a suggestion for Water Tap from Waved TGM. Also, remember when I said that I was considering doing first day of school? Well, I was considering leaving it, but Tungsten and Lucy Dragnell have put me in my place. Also, there won't be a Patreon talk here because I'm going to change the way I use my extra content in the following week, so be prepared for that. And with all that out of the way, let's move on to analysing Horror, a story based on the manga's 42nd chapter and starts in episode 9 at 9 minutes and 23 seconds. Horror is part of what I like to call the cell phone trilogy, which starts with cell phone and ends with photo, which I have already analysed. Horror starts off with Nishikata entering the classroom early in the morning to help Takagi with day duty. She makes reference to a promise he is keeping, but as far as I can tell, no promise of this nature has been made in the show. In the manga, however, she is referring to an incident in chapter 33, Poker, where she makes Nishikata help her with day duty for beating him at a game of poker. Also, if you're wondering why these students are cleaning the school instead of a janitor, it's because in Japanese schools, students are required to pitch in with cleaning their own classrooms as well as certain parts of the school. She notices that Nishikata looks very tired and asks if he was up all night watching 100% Unrequited Love. He denies this very quickly. She then asks if he was up all night texting with his friends, and he confirms this to be true. Takagi then asks what he was talking about with his friends. Nishikata, while curious as to why Takagi is so interested, decides that there is an opportunity here to mess with her. Takagi beats him to the punch though, stating that she was also hooked on texting when she first got her phone, and that she even got in trouble a few times for texting so often. This causes Nishikata to wonder who she could be texting. He asks if she was texting with a girl from class, to which Takagi replies no, not from class. Nishikata tells himself to calm down and that Takagi had tricked him like this before in tandem riding. He asks if she was texting with her dad, to which she asks why she would ever text with her dad. Fun little side note, as I wrote this script, I got a text from my dad telling me that he was the one who bought that bottle of lemonade all along. And let me tell you, I'm glad he did. The mystery of that phantom lemonade had been haunting me all day. Takagi says that if he is curious, she will tell him who she was texting with in return for learning about what he texts about with his friends. Nishikata initially states that he is not curious before realizing that he has a chance here to kill two birds with one stone. He thinks about a video that his friend Kimura had sent him the night before. We see a cute little goat eating some grass before convulsing and contorting its body and becoming some kind of goat monster. He sends a link to Takagi, telling her that it's a cute animal video. Takagi asks if it's a link to a dirty website, and Nishikata denies it outright as per usual. Takagi opens up her phone as Nishikata looks on, anticipating her fear. Takagi asks if this is something he usually looks at, while showing him a provocative image of an underwear model. Nishikata freaks out, saying that this is not what he had sent her. She says that she was just curious before opening the link that Nishikata had sent her. She looks genuinely surprised to see that it is in fact an animal video. She comments on how cute the goat is before watching the remainder of the video, with an unflinching expression. When it's over, she says it sure is scary, in the same way an Australian says a venomous spider is scary. Nishikata asks if it isn't scary, and Takagi reassures him that it is scary, but not first thing in the morning, and that it might have been more effective at night. Takagi comments on how funny boys are talking about this kind of stuff. Nishikata then asks what she was talking about, and with whom. Takagi gives him a hint. It's asked with I. Nishikata asks if it was with Nishi-san, to which Takagi says no. She says the next part is to, to which Nishikata guesses Ito from class. Takagi once again says no and gives him the final hint. The last part is ko. Nishikata thinks about the name Itoko, while Takagi laughs. Itoko is the Japanese word for cousin. She was up all night texting with her cousin. Believe it or not, this entire exchange is absent from the manga, which focuses solely on the scary video aspect. It cuts to night with Nishikata finishing up his 99 push-ups, meaning he had been teased 33 times that day. In the manga, he had 100 push-ups, meaning he had been teased 10 times. Remember from my critical hit analysis, in the manga he still does 10 push-ups per tease. When he's done, he decides that the day isn't over yet, that he has an even scarier video to send to Takagi. But just as he goes to send it, he gets a call from her. Takagi says that she thought it was about time. When Nishikata asks what she means, she clarifies it's about time for him to send her a scary video to tease her. In an attempt to keep his plan a surprise, Nishikata denies that he was about to send Takagi a scary video, but she says, oh, you will send a scary video just as soon as this call is over. Nishikata says again that he wasn't going to send her a scary video. After stating for a third time that he hadn't planned on sending a scary video, he figures out that he can't do it anymore without being branded a liar. Takagi asks if he is about to go to sleep. Nishikata says yes. Takagi says she was about to go to bed as well, and then talks about how strange it feels talking to him at night, that it makes her heart flutter. Nishikata is unsure of how to respond to this. Takagi then says goodnight and Nishikata looks at his phone, almost as if they were going for a dramatic scene, until he puts it back to his head and hears Takagi asking why he hasn't hung up yet. They argue over who should hang up, leading up to Takagi counting down to when they'll both hang up and then calling out Nishikata for lying about it, and Nishikata saying that she did too. Finally, Nishikata turns out the lights and goes to bed, but after talking to Takagi, he can't seem to get to sleep tonight either. Something interesting to keep in mind about horror is that it takes place before fortune-telling, one of the first stories where Nishikata realizes he might actually like Takagi, which is all the more interesting when you consider how defensive he is towards the beginning of this story. Just like in tandem writing, the idea of Takagi getting friendly with other boys just makes him uncomfortable and jealous. Takagi clearly knows this and uses it to her advantage. Speaking of which, it's also a good showcase of Takagi's manipulation. She probably knew that seeing a scary video that late at night would give her trouble sleeping, so she called Nishikata out on his plan to the point where he decided to abandon it. That is just speculation, but it makes you think. And in the end, as per most of the episodes, Takagi wins, this time giving Nishikata another sleepless night by making him flustered with a phone call. However, I do still think that her comment about talking at night being exciting was genuine. I for one have plenty of pleasant memories talking to people late at night, and hearing Takagi talk about it makes me nostalgic for those times. And that was it for horror. Make sure you subscribe to catch my analysis of Water Tap, the show's OP, first day of school, and seating arrangement. If this is the first analysis of mine you have watched, I have several other analyses of other Takagi-san stories. If you want to see the films I write and direct, check out my main channel, BJ Productions. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.